Hello friends, welcome back to Little Monkeys and Me. I am Fernanda and this is episode 9. So if you are coming back, hello, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you. And if this is your first time, I am so glad that you are willing to spend your time with me. So if it's not too hot where you are, go grab your knitting or maybe knit on a sock or something small. And if you are in the southern hemisphere, go get yourself something warm and join me for hopefully not super duper long, but I'm not gonna make promises. The last episode I kept saying it's gonna be shorter and then it was so long, but I do know some of you enjoy it and I do enjoy longer episodes, and this is who I am. I am trying to make them maybe an hour, but you know, who knows. As you can hear, I do have a cold. I am feeling much better today. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to record. So today is Tuesday, July, I don't even know, 20th? I don't even know what day it is. I know it's Tuesday. I'll put it down below. Put it right here. I have my phone. So my phone is recording, so I can't even take it there, and I don't have my watch with anything. But I do have cold water because, as you can hear, I am recovering from a cold. And I do tend to talk lots. So let's go ahead and start. And this week, I think it was either Sunday or yesterday, I can't remember, we reached 2,000 subscribers. I mean, I can't even, I know that might be nothing for somebody else, you know, but for me, 2,000 people are subscribed to my channel and lots of you watch. That makes me feel a bit weird, but also excited because I've met so many wonderful friends. Your comments, I think I answer every single comment. And if not, I've tried looking for, you know, I like going down and seeing if I missed any comment whatsoever, but I try to answer them and answer them quickly as they come. Because for me, this is why I'm doing this, the interaction that I have with you guys. So I am so grateful for you being here, for taking your time and using your time watching my podcast, because I know there are many out there. So thank you. So what else what other admin? Oh, we have a cal running, of course. It is the Across the Pond Shawl Cal that I'm running with my friend Ruth from Ruth Loves to Knit. And all the details, and I've talked about this cal before, they're on my Ravelry page on our Little Monkeys and Me group. So I'm gonna leave it down below. There's a little arrow right here, should be on the left, on your right side. There's a little arrow kind of like this. You click on that and it's gonna open up the show notes. That's what the show notes are. So when we podcasters say it's down on the show notes or it's down below, that's what we mean. And I put links to everything, or almost everything, unless I forget something, but that's where you'll find it. And there's a link to my Ravelry. And also you can use the hashtag on Instagram. We will be pulling prices from both places. So it's gonna be fun. Ruth and I talked, and she has so many prices, and I'll be getting more, and I'll tell you some more about the prices later. But it's good, and we are going until September 30th, which means you have plenty of time to join still. Do not worry, you have time. So if you haven't cast on a shawl yet, or if you have a shawl but you think you're pretty slow at it, then don't worry, it'll get done because you have plenty of time. My kids are in the other room, so I think they were playing. Don't worry, if you hear crazy noises, they're fine. So let's move on. I do have some exciting news for you. My friend Anna from the Bluebird box on Instagram, she is a pattern designer and she has some beautiful designs. I actually made the Lennox cardigan a few episodes back for my niece, and she is giving you guys, my viewers, a discount. Let me get this completely straight, so I'm gonna read it because I want to make sure. So the duration is from now, it's already live. on her Ravelry and Etsy. So she sells them both at Ravelry and Etsy. So if you cannot access Ravelry, you're welcome to use this discount code on Etsy. And it runs from now until August 10th. And it is, the shop name, like I said, is the Bluebird Box. I will put links down below, and I will write down here what her name is. And the code is monkeys25, and you get 25% off any pattern. And I think that's so generous of her, because as it is, I don't think patterns are very expensive. I mean, yes, it can add up, but let's face it, the work that designers do is a lot of work. Otherwise, we would all be designing and we wouldn't need to buy patterns. But the fact that patterns are made, they're tested, they are sent to tech editors, which they have to pay for. The fact that she's willing to give us a discount, I feel so honored and so grateful. So I hope that you go and check it out. Like I said, I made Lennox cardigan. I bought that myself. And she did give me the sunflower pullover. So I am so excited to make that for one of my kids, probably my daughter. But I don't want to show it to her yet, because then she'll be asking me every day if I made it. She thinks I'm magic. I am fast, but not that fast. And then she is donating one of her patterns for the cow, which I'm so excited. Well, I think that's all the admin information that I have for you today. Go check out her shop. Show her some love. I think designers are amazing. So let's move on to my FOs, or finished objects. I have a few. And I actually made my July socks. So if you haven't been here before, this whole year I've decided that I was gonna make a pair of socks for me each month, so I can end with at least 12 pairs this year. I will end with more because summer sock camp, and I have made socks for family members as well, but those don't count towards my monthly socks. But these are my July socks. If you recognize the yarn, it's because I showed it to you last time. This is Opal, and let me tell you because I do have some left over. It doesn't look pretty anymore, but it is this one. And I did find out the color is 9457 if you are interested. I absolutely love Opal yarn. It is a little bit more sturdy, and it knits up kind of more, it's more tubey in a way. I didn't know how to explain it other than that. It is not like super light fingering, but it is fingering weight. So these are it. These are my normal vanilla sock pattern. I do 64 stitches for myself in a 2.5 millimeter needle, and I use my Chago 9-inch because they're my favorite. And I did a Eye of Partridge heel like I usually do. I know some people really don't like breaking up the stripes. I really don't mind. I mean, I do contrasting you know, cuff, heel, and toes many times, but I really don't mind. I know some people who really do mind, and they don't want to break up the stripes, but I really don't see any problem with it. I think they look super cute anyways, and I have no problem with breaking up stripes and self-striping socks. I love Opal. They have so many designs. They have many colors. They do have solids too, but I love how fun it is to do self-striping and self-designing. It's not just stripes, but they do have a little bit of a design, which makes it extremely fun. I entered these as my sock week. So last week, from the 11th until Sunday, whatever day that was, since I don't know what day this is. Well, it must have been 18th. I can count. Today is the 20th. Look at that. I was able to count. I was right. Didn't I say 20th earlier? Yeah. Look at that. I'm not that lost. And so from the 11th to the 18th, it was sock week, and it was done by Knitting Natty. And if you haven't checked her out, she has a YouTube channel, she has a huge following there, and she has a big following also on Instagram. She's really fun. And every week, I mean, not every week, every year, she's done it. I think this might be the 3rd year. But I had never participated before. She does a sock week coordinating with Shark Week. So if you don't know what Shark Week is that documentary about sharks. And she decided to do a whole sock week. And the only thing you have to do is just make one sock in 1 week to be able to enter. And you have to cast on the day of, and then you have to post it and all that by the end of it. I don't just make one sock, I make pairs. So I enter both. So those are both entries. You can, each sock is an entry, even if it's the same looking sock. So here it is. These are my July socks. What else can I say about them? They're my vanilla sock, and I love them. I love them so much. I did not block them because I don't know why. I forgot, maybe. And I just left them here so I can show them to you. But I don't always block socks. If I'm gonna give them away, then I usually do so they can look nice, because I'm not gonna give them to them in a sock locker. So I want to, fold them or put them into a baggie or whatever. So that means they need to look a little bit nicer to go in. And if they have lace or cables, then I will block them. Which brings me to my next bit. And that means my mom can't watch, so mama, don't watch. And I am actually going to put the timestamp right here, mama. So jump to this time and I'll be done talking about your gift. So last week I had shown you one of them, and this week I have both. And I do have other sock blockers, but I think you can see, I don't know, I just really like the way that it looks without being in a sock blocker. So these are Bronte the sister socks, designed by Katherine Smart. She's one of my Chilean designer friends. She's one of friends that are Chilean. She's a knitter, and now she's designing. She is so sweet, and I have made these before. A few episodes back I showed you my pair that I actually test knitted for her, and I absolutely love them. My mom loved them too, and she tried mine on, but they were too loose on her. So I made a mental note and decided I was gonna make her some for her birthday. I did talk a lot about these last time, so if you want to see that, because I do talk a lot about the yarn. I will mention the yarn now, and is it Yarns-Jawoll, or Yarns-Jawoll Superwash 7525. And the cool thing of that is that it has reinforcement thread that I did on the heels and on the toes. So it's a little bit thicker right here. I did an eye of partridge, which is me because I just love that. I just love that heel, and it is a heel flap and gusset. And then I did a wedge toe, which I believe that's what is on, that is what it called for. Look how pretty these are. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. I'm sorry, I had a little coughing spell. So they're ready because her birthday's not until next week. We're celebrating this Saturday with some family. So this is ready, and I have to show you the other part because since my mom is not watching, I have to show you this. So I did not make this. I did order this from my friend. I will do close-ups. I usually do close-ups of all of these as I'm talking to you about it. But she has opened up an Etsy shop, and she is the Knitted Soiree on Etsy and on Instagram. And right now she has I think one bag left, but I know that she's working on more. And actually the bag that she has up, it's where I was housing my socks. And if you can't, I mean, I can't even. Look at the campers. There's a bunch of them that are like pinks. I will also do a close-up of this, or a picture, because I did take a cute picture on Instagram of it. and this contrasting color in here. And let me show you the inside, because the inside makes me happy every single time. She does put a little tag in here with some stitch markers that she sends you with. It is a drawstring, a very good one, and she does a great job. I mean, her work is impeccable. She does an amazing work. So right now I do know she's working on some more designs and some more colors, but she only had the happy campers, which I love, online, and I was like, oh, my mom's birthday's coming and I know she wanted me to make her a project bag, but that means I can't knit. Oh, look at the inside if I'm making her a project bag. So hi, can you make me one? So of course I paid for this. This is all paid, but I absolutely love it. You are an angel, and we've become friends on Instagram, and it is such a joy. So she lives in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I used to live in Utah for a time, and excuse me, and I don't know, it's just really nice to connect with people, and she likes to knit too, and we have a lot of similarities in other areas, and we've become friends. Please go check her out. If nothing else, I'm gonna put her Instagram so then you can go and see the beautiful things that she's making, and she'll probably announce there when she has more bags up in her shop. But go show her some love. This is her cute tag, the Knitted Soiree. And what else can I say about it? Ooh, she did, I don't have the bag yet, but she is donating a bag for our prices for our cow. So those are already 2 prices that we are gonna be having later on. That's all I have to say about that. Now my mom should be back, because I will put a timestamp there. And let me tell you about this one. So if you have been around, I did mention Brogan a few episodes ago from the Woolly Witchcraft, and she is so sweet. She's Scottish and has such a I love her accent, and she has only started knitting, I want to say last year or something like that, very recently, and she's amazing, and she's already designing. I've been knitting for a long time, and I have some ideas in my head, but I have never put them to, and I don't even know if I ever will. Some people were just meant to buy patterns that make beautiful things, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, if one day I end up designing something, then I'll let you know. But let's talk about her design. So she was calling out for testers, and I came in too late, and I was like, oh, can I test it? And she told me that she was full, but she still sent me the pattern, and of course that meant I have to make it and check it out. And here it is. So this is Bear by Brogan, and this is meant to be a handkerchief that you can either put around your neck when it's cold, or it can be put on your hair. Like, obviously, okay, I'm not gonna try it because I have a bun and that's not gonna look pretty, but it is gorgeous. I'm not gonna show it to you too much or tell you much about it because she still hasn't released the pattern, and I did use my leftover Cordell that I used on my Humlebi Shawl, and I'm trying to say it correctly. I do try, and I go and like Google things, and I listen to the little, you know, to know how to say them, how to pronounce things, because well, one, I like learning, and two, I want to try to make it sound correctly. Doesn't always work. I can't even say some words in English correctly because I have an accent still. But here's the Humlebi Shawl, and it's done. So this is my next FO, and here it is. I will make a close-up of it.
I'm not sure.
Echo, what you doing? Echo off. So here it is. It did turn out a bit smaller, and did I swatch? No, I did not swatch. Can it be that that my gauge was not on point? It could be, but also if you don't remember, I talked about this yarn last time. This is local yarn that has been just spun locally, and it had no tag other than this is DK, and these are 250 50 yards, so it most likely is DK. And I don't know exactly why, but it turned out a bit smaller. Most likely my gauge. I don't know if like it's not truly a DK or it was just my gauge, but it's like barely smaller. I measured it and it's beautiful. I don't think I'm gonna put it on right now because it's just kind of warm, but or maybe I will. So this is usually how I will wear it because I like to wear them like this, and it's beautiful. So the bees are so easy to make. There is a video. So this is, sorry, I didn't tell you. This is the Humlebi Shawl by Fibre Tales, and she has a video to follow for the bees, and they're extremely easy, and it even looks cute like this, kind of like off shoulder. Look at that. I am so happy with this. Like when I finished it, I blocked it immediately, and Magda from Magda Knits, she is a friend of mine. We've become friends. She has a podcast if you want to go check her out, and she's also making it for the cow. And she was worried that, because I did talk about this last time, because you do a picot cast on, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze, or not, okay, you do a picot cast on, which I've never done a picot cast on before. I've done cast offs before, and but if you do a too loose, you will end up with holes that I did not like. So I redid that whole thing. I talked about it last time. I talked a lot about this last time. But when you do block it, you just pull on those little nubs, and look, you will end up with beautiful little picot, you know, little knobs that are hanging off. So I highly recommend this pattern. It's well written, it's well done, it was easy to follow. This, I don't know if this is my first one, but I have to say I'm probably alone in this, or maybe not. I prefer a shawl that you start with really small and it grows as it goes, and I know that's crazy because then you're growing, like every time it's longer and longer, but there's something very satisfying for me to be able to start with a small and then start seeing the design really quickly because you're going really fast into a small section. This took a long time before you could see what it was gonna look like because you start with so many stitches and then you start decreasing. So it wasn't bad, and it's not gonna deter me from making more shawls this way. But after making this one, which I enjoyed making, I really kind of do like the other way around better. I absolutely love it. So, and this is a pretty good size to put over your shoulders, and like I said, I'm gonna wear it for sure different ways. I think it looks really pretty over your shoulders and as a scarf, which is how I usually wear my shawls. So Humlebi Shawl by Fibre Tales, highly recommend. And this is, even though I can't enter my own cow, I finished my first shawl for the cow, and I am so proud of it, and I am so happy. I absolutely love the color. This is exactly what I wanted. And let's move on. I do have two more FOs that I can't show you because they're part of a secret test knit. So I can't wait to show you those. I mean, with this and this rate, I might have to just do a whole episode just of her test knits. I don't know how many more designs go into this collection that she's doing, but knowing me, I'm probably going to say yes to the next test knit. So I can't show you those. But those are my 4 finish objects that I have for today. And let's move on to whips. In my summer sock camp bag that is from So Crazy Crafter. I will link it below, though this bag is not there anymore, but you can still go see her designs. I mean, her other bags, because they're really cute. It's a perfect size for a sock. And this houses my Lucky Star socks, which, yes, they were in the naughty corner. Why? I talked about it last time, but I mean, not last time, but a few episodes ago. It's because they turned out a bit loose. I was not smart and I ended up doing the wrong size, and all my ends are weaved in, and I decided, you know what, it's not terribly loose, and they're so cute. I have to keep them. So this one has a star at the back, and when I was making that star, I made it upside down at the beginning, so I redid it. So I put these, so by the end of it, I was excuse me, by the end of it, I was so sick of it. I mean, not sick of their design. Their design has nothing to do with it. It's me. That I got mad and I put them in the naughty corner. So then yesterday I picked them up again. So this is the second sock. And I was almost done with the gusset, the heel flap on the back. And then I was like, okay, well, let's make the heart. I made the heart upside down. Again, it's supposed to go like this. Once I realized, I turned the heel and I'm going on the gusset decreases now. And that's when I was like, and it was pretty much exactly how I did it with the star. I already had turned the heel and I realized this star is upside down. When you're knitting it, yeah, sure, it's right side up, but not when you're wearing it. When you're wearing it, it's gonna be upside down. I mean, I have to admit, I could blame this on the cold because I was not feeling well yesterday at all. But this is the second time I've done it, and the first time I did not have a cold. So it's going in the naughty corner again because I'm gonna have to unpick duplicate stitch. And if you've done that before, I mean, all that yarn is going to the trash. There is just no way you can, I mean, you could maybe, probably, possibly, I don't even know. I have never even tried saving the yarn that you're using. So you're gonna have to pick it. I use just, I use either really sharp scissors or, you know, the sewing tool, and I can't think of words right now, seam ripper, because they're just so well put in there. So I wanted to show you that, to also show you I make mistakes. Not that you think I don't. No, I'm not trying to sound like, oh, I make mistakes, I'm human. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's that it's very easy, because when we come here and we sit down, we tell you all the things we make, it's very easy to think, oh, look at the things they finished and all these. But you know, even as simple, this is not hard. I've made the mistake twice. It's funny because I was watching Ruth's new episode, came out today, and she was also struggling with one pair of socks that is also going into the knotted corner because she can't figure out what to do with them. And excuse me, and I just get my throat gets dry. There we go. And it's funny because I now have, I also have something in the knotted corner, so this is going back in, and this yarn is gorgeous. So, oh, by the way, this is the Lucky Star pattern by Deborah Raymond of the Candy Shop Yarns, and this is her yarn. I bought a kit that came with a paper pattern and the main color, and then it came with all the minis that go with it, every single color you need. And there's enough definitely for me to either make a whole nother pair or to make one for my daughter, so just smaller, which I will. some point. So this was actually my first cast on for summer set camp on June 1st. Still not finished, but this would have been my 5th pair if I would have finished it, but we're not gonna talk more about that one because it makes me angry. Let's go talk about this one then, because this one does make me happy. So this is my other shawl that I'm working on for the Cal, and this is my Across the Pond shawl. There's actually a shawl named Across the Pond. We did not know this when we came up with our name for our Cal, and you do not have to knit this one. We chose, like, Ruth is also knitting it, and I think somebody else who's in the Cal decided to knit it too, but you don't have to knit this one. You can knit any shawl you want, or you can crochet one too. And here it is. Oh gosh, annoying sounds of needles. I know some people don't like that, so I don't mind it, but in case. So last time I was about here, last time I podcasted, and then I finished all the repeats, and now I am on the contrasting color lace work. I did 1 repeat of the lace work. So for I'm making the bigger size. So if you're making the bigger size, you use 2 skeins of yarn, and it is pretty, you can decide, like, it tells you can end here if you want, you can end in different places. So, but I want to make it exactly how it tells you for the biggest size. So I wrote it down, 15 repeats of the body. So it's an 8 round repeat, and it's very easy. After each repeat, it tells you how many stitches you're going to have, because you would be increasing various amount of stitches after each set of repeats. So after 1 repeat, it'll tell you how many stitches you should have, etc., until you have 15 repeats if you want to make the biggest one. I thought that was brilliant. It was so good, so great. So I did the 15, then I moved on to the lace, and I am using Woolly Mammoth yarn from Emma, and this was a gift from Ruth, and I absolutely love it. I can barely even breathe right now, so I can't even smell, but I love the smell of this yarn. I did enough yarn smelling the last episode, so I love this pattern. It is so easy. It is fun to make. It has a pretty design, and obviously now it's all bunched up and you can't see the beauty of it as well, because, you know, it's not blocked. But I love the contrast of these 2 colors together. I hope the colors are good. I mean, I've had pretty good lighting here, but I hope you can see it. I have 1 more repeat, and then I think 4 more rows. So it's a whole nother repeat, which is 16 rows, and then you do 4 more rows to be able to finish, and then I think it's a picot bind off. So I don't have that much. I was able to do the lace yesterday. I worked on it yesterday as I was kind of trying to chill and let my body heal, and it's sitting in my Blue Rabbit House bag that I absolutely love. At one point I do want to buy the other one that's called Nikki, because it's a hedgehog and it's so cute. I can't remember the name of the bee because she names all the bags. And yeah, the Blue Rabbit House, and she's from Belgium, the designer. She draws the designs and then she makes them into fabrics. I think it's brilliant. She is absolutely brilliant. How it doesn't get more handmade than that, I don't think. I mean, you're designing your own fabric and then you're making bags out of it. I don't know about you, but I'm amazed every single time. So it's been housed in here. What else can I say about this shawl other than, if you don't know what shawl you want to make, that's a great option. You don't have to make it, but it's a great option. It also has an option of just making it with 1 skein, so 1 color. You can also make it 2 colors, but you make the smaller size, which would be like the 1 skein option, and you just switch when it comes to the lace. And let me show you how much I have left of the main color. Oh, and I didn't even tell you the names of the colors. Oh no, where is it? That is a mystery. I don't have that much, probably about 25 grams maybe of the other one, but I'll have to tell you this one because I really don't even know what happened to it. Oh, strange. So here's the tag, and this color is called Jasmine number 4. It is this one. So it is over here, maybe you can see it more of like an off-white, but there is a tiny tint of like pink, barely. It's lovely. I mean, Ruth completely, I mean, she nailed it when she sent me these colors. These are absolutely my colors, because this is like a really light purple, but it's not super duper purple because I'm not a super like a purple person, but this is more like pink purple, and it's totally me. I definitely gonna wear those colors, and I love them so much. Have I told you about all the bags? Yes, because I wouldn't want to miss any makers, because you know they do a lot of work and I enjoy. I used to not have any project bags, and now I have, I believe, 5. One of them is handmade by me, but still super duper cool, I think. So those are my 2 whips. I actually, okay, 3, no, 2. Oh, there's one more whip, but I haven't worked on it. It's my daughter's shawl that I've been working, but that's like almost like a long, I'm not putting any pressure on that one. That one I kind of pick it up as whenever I want to, and then whenever I finish it. So I'm not worried, and I don't stress. I did have 8 whips this past week. I had 8 whips this past week when I started, like in the past 2 weeks while I was between filming, and because I ended up casting on a bunch of stuff, and I finished 5 of them. 2 the ones that I showed you, the shawl and the socks that are going into the naughty corner, and then the other one is my daughter's shawl that I just said it's not a hurry for me, so I don't stress over it. I enjoy knitting, I don't mind. So, but I thought it was pretty nice to be able to see my whips going down, because I will be casting on more things. That's just what we do. My friend Ruth tagged me 2 of her episodes ago, but last week I went crazy talking, so I did not have time to do this, but this week I figured, let's do it. Don't even know how long I've been talking, but let's go for it. She tagged me on 6 bucket list patterns, and I don't even make bucket lists for my life. I don't have a bucket list. I don't know the places. I mean, there are places I want to go, but I'm not the kind of person who makes those lists, just mostly because I do what I want and I'll do it when I can, and I don't complain, or I don't live unhappy if I don't make it. So there's very few things maybe that I wanted to get done before I die. So, but obviously this is not as crazy. These are just knitting, but I can't pick 6 things. So I went through my list of things that I really want to make, hopefully sometime soon. And I made them my bucket list patterns. So let's talk about the first one. The first one, I have been keeping my eye on this one for a while. I have seen different versions, and I get inspired every single time I see it. And I am really excited to actually try this one out. It is the Hide and Peaks sweater by Max the Knitter. And I will put pictures of his original here. And then I want to show you 2 other versions. 3 versions actually. One version is from Aro, from Our Knits and Pearls. If you haven't watched her podcast, excellent podcast. She's amazing. She has a collection of yarn that is absolutely amazing. And this is her beautiful kind of like pastel, like that's definitely my taste. Like that is 100% something I would wear. And if I make one, I might just go ahead and copy almost all her colors, because I know that you can't see as much of the contrast, but somehow to me that's perfection. I absolutely, like when I saw it, I loved it. And she also has a true crime knit night. So if you're crazy like me and Ruth, because I know she likes them too, and some of you have actually messaged me on Instagram, you said you watched it too because you like it. She knits as she's telling you a true crime story. Like she does research, and then you sit and you're knitting along her when you're hearing probably horrific, I mean they are horrific things, but I find it very interesting. So not in a creepy way, I hope. Well, she does a great job, and she also has a normal podcast. She does those the knit nights. There, she only does a few. I think she has 4 up. So if you want to go and watch those. The other version is from Marina Torreblanca. She is Mari Torreblanca on Instagram. She's a Chilean podcaster. She has a podcast called Ni Tan Seria for her partner. I think those colors are gorgeous. I think they are a very good combination. You can see the colors. My husband likes that one, and so I could see myself making this for myself and for my husband, and then we can match because we're weird like that. And then my kids would want some. Gosh, don't laugh. And then here's her. She just finished this one. I don't wear pink that color, but I see it and I want it. It's a big contrast between Aro's and Marina's, because you can see one is like pastels and one is super bright. But I mean, the design is gorgeous. That is definitely one I want to make. If I don't make it for myself, I want to make one for my husband, because I need to knit this design. It is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I don't own the pattern, but I'm sure I will buy it anytime soon because I do want to make it. So I will tell you if I own the patterns or not. That one I don't own the pattern yet. The next one is the Sea Glass Tea by Woolen Pine, and I do own this pattern. I just bought it because I'm determined to make this. This is going to be one that I make. This is done in fingering way. The cool thing about these is that you use all your scraps. So it can be done in so many different ways. I mean, you don't have to use scraps. You can go ahead and buy something that you want a color palette of, which, you know, it's a little bit more prepared and you're working on your design and everything. But what I like is the idea of, I do have a bunch of fingering scraps because fingering is kind of my favorite weight. And I was making, I haven't done much of it. I did work a little bit on a small either wrap or a small blanket that I was gonna make. I talked about it maybe, I don't know, episode 2 or 3, I can't remember. And even though that is fun, I haven't worked on it. So I might just not do that and make one of these tea, and whatever I have left over, then I might make a blanket out of it. Because I like the idea of using your scraps and coming up with literally something that can be replicated, because you will never be able to make those again, like the same colors. So I did see some people that were doing almost like stripes, and that's not what I want. I want it to be something, I don't even know, like I'll have to look at all the different things, all the different yarns I have, and I might use like a full skein of one color to be maybe like the background color. I don't know yet, or maybe just put it in as I go in like different parts. I don't know yet, but that one makes me very excited. So that is definitely one I will make, and I do own the pattern. The next one, it's called Snowberry by Jessica McDonald, and she is such a sweet designer. She has some beautiful designs for children, for women. She just came out with a beautiful almost like a summer tee that came out, and if you haven't checked her out, go check her out and on Instagram. She makes beautiful things, and I do own this pattern. I bought it when it came out. I am part of her newsletter subscriber, so I get you get a discount code. Did buy when it came out because I think it's beautiful. So I will put pictures here. You're probably already looking at it, and I wanted kind of that color because an off-white that would go with anything. Like you can throw it on top of a dress, you can throw it with jeans, you can throw it with, like, I want a cardigan, and it doesn't close. It's not meant to close. It's meant to go like right there. It has some bobbles, it has some cables. It is gorgeous. So that is definitely, it's a DK weight yarn, and I haven't found the right yarn yet because you do use a good amount of yarn, but I have to find the right color and the right yarn, and that's definitely one that I've been wanting to make for a while. Number 4, Sagustad Mittens by Sophia Camborn. So if you have been here, I think I've mentioned these before because I bought the yarn for them a while back, and I do have the yarn ready to go. So these are the colors I'm making mine. Very similar to one of the versions that she made because that's why I fell in love with it. So these are Jamieson Smith 100% Shetland wool, and these are 25 grams little skeins or balls, and I think they're darling. And I also have the beret that goes along with it. Like I have the pattern, but let's go one thing at a time. So I will make those this year. It's definitely a plan. And so that was number 4. I think they're gorgeous. And Sophia has a podcast. She is Swedish, and her podcast, she talks a little bit in English, a part of it, but most of it is in Swedish. So you have to put on, she puts on subtitles, which it is a lot of work, but that is one of my goals. Hopefully I can do this. I want to go back and put subtitles in Spanish in all my podcasts, but for that means I have to watch the whole thing and I have to write them out myself, which is a lot of work. I already have to watch this whole thing and edit it every time. So, but it is something that I do want to do, and it might take a little while, but it is a goal I have. And her podcast is called Cambornia, and it's really good. So that was number 4. Number 5, I have never made any Stephen West things ever. And mostly because the colors that he chooses are just not me at all, but I do see that he is brilliant and he's a genius. He's a genius. But I have seen some of his patterns done by other people with a little bit more of a color palette like mine that I can see myself maybe making. But right off the bat, when he introduces a new pattern, I'm always like, amazing design, just the colors are just not me at all. But he's a genius. So, but there is one that I really want to make, and it's the Slip Extravaganza blanket, and I want to make the big one. And I think Ruth also mentioned this one. I'll put a picture on that. It's bigger than him. So that would be a very long-term project, but I do want to make it because I think it's beautiful. I don't know the colors that I will use yet because the colors that he's using on like that one, it's just not me. But I'm really trying to figure out what colors and what kind of yarn I would like to use, because that is a lot of yarn and it can become a very expensive project. So I would probably go with either a wool and acrylic blend, or 100% acrylic, of like a good acrylic, because it is going to be a blanket that would be like for my family to kids. I want to be able to throw it in the wash and dry it and not have to worry about blocking a beast like that. So, or washing it by hand. So that is kind of my plan. But I think it's amazing. So have you made it? Are you thinking of making it? Because I do know it can be a big project, and I'm kind of excited to try that one. I don't own that pattern yet, but I do want it. So that brings me to my last one, and it brings me to a very exciting and only purchase that I made. And I made this purchase way back in like a while back. If you don't know what this is, let me tell you about it, because I love it so much. This is Nutiden yarn, and I'm not even gonna try to say by the name of their shop, because I can't even say it. But if you've heard about Nutiden, you know I am actually I became a patron not that long ago, and probably back in April or May, I became a patron because I was very intrigued about the yarn. I've been hearing about it, I've been wanting to buy it for a long time. And Katherine is the name of, she is one of the people behind it. Knut is her husband, who does a lot of the dyeing, but she's also like the one behind this, and she approves and she puts together every blend, and they have a mill now themselves, and they run it with a friend who works there, and her mom works with them too. So I was able to get, so I got 4 plates. They're sold in plates, and this is unspun yarn, 100, like completely unspun. Let me see if I can find you, because I don't want to like pull it from somewhere here. So here it is. How can I show you? Literally, if you pull it, you will pull it. It's very, very similar to Plötulopi. It's just different. Plötulopi is made with 100% Icelandic wool, and this is a blend of different breeds. They're from Sweden, and she does her podcast in English. But like I said, you have to be a patron to be able to watch her podcast. If you're a patron, you also get a chance to shop before the rest of the world, which is how I managed to. I mean, there was still some of this left over after it opened up for people outside of like the patron circle, and so I think you can totally get it. You just have to be quick whenever it opens. And she had a bunch of different colors. She had several colors for the June collection. So this is from the June collection, and this is Shoppe. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying it correctly because I watched her say this. Shoppe. And it is, I made a little video, and I'm gonna pop it in here so you can see it, because there is a blend of like gray, of white, a little bit of peach, and then when you see it from far away, it looks a little bit of purple because it has pink, and it's soft and squishy. It is gorgeous. I'm so in love. Like, I can't even tell you how excited I was to get this. I've been wanting to buy this for a very long time. My sister-in-law got Junie, which is the green, that's gorgeous. And I went with this, and I don't think it's gonna be the last time I order this, because to tell you the truth, from coming all the way to from Sweden, now here's the thing, I didn't have to pay any like import taxes. I know that some people in the UK, like UK with Europe, because of everything that's happened, I do know that there are some import tax that you have to pay, which can be pricey. I didn't have to, and coming from Sweden to US, so I'm pretty sure this was about $17. Well, each cake was about $17 US. Once you convert it, it was a little bit over $17 US. So that's not bad. That's really not bad. These are 100 grams, and the yardage, you don't know, because they're all different. So it is kind of it's different experience for sure. And I have not started knitting with it because I wanted to show it to you, and I wanted to finish one shawl, and I wanted to finish some whips before I dived into this. And why am I telling you about yarn when we were going in our bucket list patterns? Well, this is why, because I want to tell you on my last bucket list pattern that it's why I bought the yarn, so I get to check it off right away. It is the Girl Shawl by Fibre. I will put a picture here, and she designed it using Nutiden, different color, because the colors don't ever repeat. She makes a batch and that's it. I mean, I'm sure she makes notes of like what some of the colors are, but she goes by the flow of like what she feels like. What colors do I want? Which colors I'm craving? Which colors do I want to make? And it may never look the same, which means whenever you buy some, buy enough to make what you want. It's always better to have leftovers because you can add them to many other things. But if you want more and you run out and you're not done with your project, well, you don't have more options. The shawl calls for 3 plates, but even Larkin from Fibre she tells you buy an extra one, because I used every single bit of my 3 plates for my shawl. And what if your gauge is a bit different? Because you know I'm not gonna swatch. I do swatch sometimes. I just, for shawls, I don't. What if they're all 100 grams, but like I said, you don't know exactly yardage. So even though they're all 100 grams, you don't know exactly if you're gonna be getting, like how much you're gonna be getting and lengthwise. So I went ahead and bought 4. It's like, there's no way I'm going to start this shawl. You hold it double, which means you can pull from the inside and the outside, and or you can just use 2 plates at the same time. Whatever you want and whatever works. I haven't tried it. I know that there is a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to using Nutiden and Phillipp. I haven't used either one, so I think this color is going to be beautiful for that shawl. And I am I can barely breathe, but I can smell it a little. And so those are my 6, and I'm probably gonna be casting on that really soon. If not today. Yeah, it's gonna be today. We all know that. Right after this, I'll be casting on. So before I finish, I just wanna talk about 4 podcasters, other 4 podcasts that I've been enjoying lately. And like I said before, if I haven't mentioned you and you do watch me, don't think that I haven't watched you, or if you mention your podcast or somebody has mentioned your podcast, then probably check that out. It's just, I do watch many, so I just try to pick 4 kind of almost randomly, or whatever I've been watching and is at the top of my mind. But I keep a kind of ongoing list as I'm watching, so then I can pull them from. So these were the 4 that I've been watching lately. So the first one is Strawberry Patches, and her name is Mina, and she is so sweet. So if you haven't checked her out, she is Russian, but she lives in New Zealand, and she is a yarn dyer. She is so sweet. I don't even know how to describe it other than you need to go watch her, and she is a very sweet and lovely person. She's been doing this for maybe a few years, her podcast, but I didn't know it until somewhat recently, and I've been watching several of her episodes. And she's a mom of 1 little girl and another baby on the way, and I don't know exactly. Those are happy yells, by the way. They don't know yet what they're having. Like I said, she's also a yarn dyer, and some of the colors she's coming up with are bright and beautiful, and so go check her out and see if and send her my love and tell her where you came from if you check her out. She is, and she is running a cow. I don't know until when, but anything that is done with one skein or less. It is called, I wrote it down, we, as in we, like little, so WEE, we knit cal. So anything that uses 100 grams or less can be entered into her cal. And there's on Ravelry and on Instagram, you can use the hashtag. So all my socks that I finished, I've entered them. I've entered that little cardigan that I made. Oh, I made those things. I forgot to tell you about it. Oh, I totally forgot. I was like, I knew I had made more things. I'll tell you about those in a minute. Anything that's done with less than one skein of yarn, like 100 grams, then you can enter it. So just letting you know. The next one is Rose Opal Knits, and I'm sure maybe you've heard of them. This is Daphne and Erica. Erica is the mother-in-law and Daphne is the sister-in-law. Not sister-in-law. Erica is the mother-in-law and then Daphne is the daughter-in-law. So it is a duo and they're really fun. They're really sweet. They are making lots of things. Daphne has one little, I want to say the girl, but maybe I can't remember. And now she's almost about to give birth to her second child. Erica, it's a mom of, how many kids does she have? Either 4 or 6 or maybe 5, but it's more than 4. Or it's like 4 or more. And she homeschools. And her oldest is married to Daphne. So it is just a really fun one. And Erica cross stitch and they knit and they crochet and Erica just working on a design that she's coming out with. So it's just a fun one. I really enjoy watching them. So go and show them some love. The next one is a brand new podcaster that actually she commented on my podcast. She was watching mine and she told me that she had just started a podcast. So I went and checked her out and she has 2 episodes up. So if you want to go catch out before she puts the next one up. Her name is Nicole and her podcast is Knitster Nicole. And she's the mom of 4 boys and she was with her husband. She just started, like I said. She's very sweet and I really enjoy her podcast. She is making some beautiful things. She has a great taste on yarn and colors that I really appreciate and I really like. And she makes a lot of Andrew Maury designs, which are also on my bucket list, invisible bucket list of I want to try some of. I've never made an Andrea Maury design, but I want to. And there are several ones, actually. They're all in my favorites. Pretty much all her designs are in my favorite, but I still have not made them. But she does. She makes several of them. And so please go show her some love because she's really sweet. I really, really enjoy it. So that's Nicole. And my last one, let's hope I say this correctly. This is Ani Yuti Knits. And this is Anina. And she is Finnish, so she's from Finland. And she is a mom to 2 boys. And she lives with her husband and her 2 little ones. And she is, like I said, from Finland. And she started her podcast not that long ago either. But she has like 6 or 7 episodes now. And I don't remember how I discovered her. I don't know. I know she's watching mine. I wonder if she said something and I went to check her out, or I was watching somebody else's podcast and they talked about her. I don't remember. All I know is that I went and checked her out and I binge watched all of her episodes. I've seen all of them. I'm all caught up. She's about to go and get some surgery done, so who knows when she'll be able to podcast again. But we've also become friends on Instagram and I'm really enjoying my time with her. She is also a designer. She has a few designs on Ravelry. Stunning designs. I actually bought one of them. It's a cute color work sweater for little kids and I think I might make it for my niece to make like the smallest size, but then I know my other ones are gonna want it, so I'm kind of deciding if I'm gonna who I'm gonna make things for. But so Anina, I think I'm saying it correct. go check her out. She is so sweet. Her podcast is in English, and English is not her first language, but she does a wonderful job. And she's, like I said, she's so sweet. She's genuine. She does bright colors that I wouldn't think to put together, but then when she puts them together, they look so good. And she's constantly coming up with her own ideas. She also has massive amount of whips going, but she doesn't stress about it, and I kind of enjoy that. I enjoy that she's just genuine. She's herself. And so those are more for podcast, and I will put a picture of the two things that I made, because Saturday, not this Saturday, the past Saturday, we found out that a friend of ours was gonna be in town, and there was only one pocket. She's pregnant with her first baby, and she lives in Arizona, but she was gonna be here in town with her family, and there was only like one day, one pocket of time where we could like throw her a baby shower before she went back. She's a teacher, and she would have to start school again soon, at the end of July. So, and she was gonna be in and out, like going to the beach, like whatever. And we found out that she was, so they threw her a baby shower, and there was only like so it was a very quick put together baby shower, but it was beautiful because the people doing it, they're masters at throwing parties. And so when they sent me an invitation, I think it might have been like the Friday where my son's birthday was. And oh yeah, that's what also happened. I'm forgetting everything. Sorry. So this might be like a chatty part, I guess. So I found out, and I was like, okay, I can whip something. I'm totally gonna do it. And I did. So I made a Faith cardigan right here, and I made perfect newborn socks. I will put information right here because I did not make notes in those because I totally forgot since they were gone, and I forgot that, but I do have cute pictures. So those are perfect. I used blush yarns for the socks that I had left over from my socks that I made in May. And then for the Faith cardigan, I used Sweet Delights by Yarn Bee, or Baby Bee yarn, whatever, the one that you can buy at Hobby Lobby if you're in the United States. And it was my son's birthday. My oldest turned 11, and I did make him a Harry Potter themed birthday. So here's the cake and like cookies, and I decorated and baked cake. My dad's cake, my dad's birthday was July 4th. I made him a cake too. Let's see if I have a picture. He turned 60. He looks amazing. And then my son turned 11, and his birthday was July 8th. My mom's birthday is coming up, and I will be making her a cake. It's the same cake that I made my dad. It's a Black Forest cake, and it's delicious. So I'll be baking that this week for the party. And that would be my last cake of the summer that I will be baking until my son's and youngest son. I mean, my youngest son's and my husband's birthday, which are in November. Because I don't love baking cakes, but I do love baking them for the people I love. So I think that's all I have for you today. I don't even know how long this is, but I hope that you've enjoyed your time with me. Thank you for joining me today. I apologize for my voice and for my stuffy nose, and hopefully the lighting was fine. But I really wanted to record today so I could get it out there for you guys, and we can stay within somewhat the 2-week timeline that I wanted to have. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, that you are enjoying your summer, whether it's hot or if you're enjoying your winter, if you are in the southern hemisphere. I know I am enjoying it because I also live in a place where I can have AC. And I just love summer. For me, I mean, I can be outside. The other day we went to the park. I went outside. Probably put the footage in the beginning. And we had summer storms, and then we went again with my husband to the park, and we just sat out there while the kids played and the dog played, and it was so hot. But I'm just there knitting my socks like nothing because I'm enjoying every bit. I love summer. And have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you next time. Happy knitting. Bye.